glad you could join me today. I'm going to wait just a little bit longer to see if anybody gets on. If you get on, please message me in the comments so that I can know people are watching. I will try to remember to look over there. Sometimes I completely forget. But I have it set up so that I can see them. Today, we're going to be making 2 cards. This one's from the January to June mini, and this is a free set that you can get with Celebration. If you spend $50, you can pick a free set out of the Celebration mini, or if you spend $100, you can pick a level 2 set. So let's get started. We're going to make this one for, I always just put everything I need in this basket, then I can set it to the side, and hopefully I have everything there, and it'll go smoothly today. So we're going to start out with a basic white card base. We're going to fold it in half, and we're going to use our bone folder. I'm telling you, a bone folder is something that you really need, because look how nice and smooth that lays now. Okay, we'll lay that aside. Then we're going to have our border piece and our main piece here. So we're going to put a little bit of Stampin' Seal. This comes from the Dandy DSP pack. It's a 6x6 pattern paper pack, and it just has a lot of great paper in there. So let me line this up here. We have another dreary day here. I guess it's winter, so I shouldn't be surprised. But tomorrow's supposed to get up to 50, but still partly cloudy. So next we want to cut out this flower. Now when I showed this card last night as my featured set, I didn't have this in the middle, but I decided, oh, it needed some bling. So I added that gem there in the middle. This comes from the dies that coordinate with the Garden Wishes set. And I'm going to get out my mini Stamp and Boss machine. I just love this little Stamp and Boss machine. It takes up so little room, you can just fit it anywhere. I'm going to put my platform down. My first clear plate. So I'm going to make like a sandwich. This is the bottom part of the bread, the meat, the cheese, and then the second piece of bread. And then I'm going to roll this through. See, look, I'm getting better at this. I didn't move my paper all around or anything. I'm going to take it apart. And there we have it. Now in this set of dies, there's a bunch of these flowers. I think there's 3 more so that you can make, and they're all just a little bit smaller. And so you can make like a 3D flower with that. We will try that maybe later in the week. So the next thing we're going to do is get our basic white paper. I'm going to check to see if there's any comments. Hi, Marianne. How are you? I hope it's a nice day there in Indiana. Okay, so now we're going to do this, the greeting. This is just like a pretty quick card here. And this color of blue is the Misty Moonlight. It's one of the in colors for 2020 to 2022. I'm going to get it opened up here. We're going to stamp. Oh, first we're going to ink. I always like to look to mine to be sure that they look shiny all over. And then I'm going to place it right about here. Oh, look, I got a shadow. So that's the one good thing about paper. There's always two sides. So we're going to try again. This time I'm going to look to be sure I don't, and I'm not going to put as much pressure when I stamp. It's going to go up, down, and up. There we go. Then we're going to get out the stitched, nested labels. And see, that will fit right in there. So now we're going to use the mini Stamp and Emboss machine. And I forgot to cut this paper small enough so that I could put it in the Stamp and Emboss machine. There we go. Set up my sandwich again. Put it up here a little bit further so you can see it. Lay this down. Center my die around the words. And then add the top piece of bread and roll it through. So now I have the words. We're just about ready to put the whole thing together. This is rather a quick card, but I think it would be nice for a birthday or maybe a thinking of you if someone wasn't feeling well. So now I have my Misty Moonlight ribbon, and I'm just going to fix it across the middle here. So I just need a little end on each end. I'm going to put a little bit of Stamp and Seal here in the middle of the card. And I'm going to stretch it across. Oh, that looks a little bit crooked. That's one of my hardest things about making cards, getting everything straight. Okay. Then we're going to take our words here. A little Stamp and Seal. Put them right here in the middle. Now we're going to take our flower and we're going to pop it up with a dimensional. Put this dimensional here in the middle. And I'm going to get my Pick a tool with the paper piercer side in there. I'm going to pick off this paper. And then I'm going to place this flower going kind of sideways Now I'm going to have to trim off the stem because it's just a little bit too long. There we go. And now all we need now is some bling there in the middle. Now, what I used are these clear faceted gems, which are retired because I'm trying to use up some of my retired bling. But there's plenty of other bling that's in the catalog that you can get. There's the gilded gems, the rhinestones, the pearls. There's just so many, but I'm just trying to use up some of what I have. Oops. Kind of push it there in the middle. I told you I'm bad at getting things in the middle, bad at getting things straight, but I tried to do my best. And sometimes I just have to go with it. Thank you, Marianne. I really like this card too. I love the paper. You get so many different designs in this pack of paper. It's the Dandy DSP. Now we're going to put this on here. I didn't quite get it straight. There we go. Now to finish the card off, we're going to take our Misty Moonlight. And we're going to take the Dandelion Stamp from the Garden Wishes set. It's always nice to try to put something little on the inside. I think it just finishes your card off. And there we go. And there we go. So, this is my featured set for the week. So, if you were to purchase this week using this hostess code, I would send you a package of our butterfly gems. And they're great for if you make a little mistake or something and you need to hide something. You could always have a butterfly flying through somewhere on your card. Okay, so let's move to the next set that I have. I had lost my train of thought there. It's going to be the Darling Donkey set, and you can get that free from the Celebration Mini. If between January 5th and February the 28th you spend $50, then you would be able to get it as a free set. So, let's first look at the set a little maybe. I know that I said I have everything ready. Here's the set. It has these 3 different donkeys and it says Hee Haw, You're the Best, Hey There Friend, and It's Your Birthday. So today we're going to use this one and we're going to use It's Your Birthday. So here's the finished card. I use some, now it's going to get sunny and I'm going to get bad shadows because I opened the window, or the blinds. Let me close the blinds a little here. Then maybe I can cut down on some of that shadow. You just never know here. The sun has not shone like that all morning. Okay, here we go. Now not so much of a shadows and things on there. Okay, let me see if anybody else has commented. Nope, so far it's just Marianne and I. Okay, so this one I used some Eau Ombre DSP, which is also free in the Celebration Mini. It was back ordered, but they're supposed to get new order in this week. So be looking for that. We're going to start as we always do with the card base, which I use Bermuda Bay as my card base. And my bone folder. And then I have too many things in this basket, actually. I'm going to take some out. Okay, so what I need to do first is I'm going to cut this green background there. It's Granny Apple Green. And I'm going to get my mini stamp and emboss machine back up here. Cut and emboss, stamp and emboss. I don't think you could stamp very well with it. I'm going to make my sandwich again. And I'm going to roll it through. Okay, there we go. Hi Kingston, are you visiting with Mary Ann today? Okay, so now we're going to punch this out. I've had these rectangle dies. These are the rectangle stitch shapes. I've had them for a while. And they always seem to stick inside there. Okay. So there's our green. Now, here's our basic white piece. We're going to take the donkey. And I didn't put words on here because I wasn't sure I could fit them in last night when I was making this card, but I've decided today to try this and we will see if it will work. And if it won't, I will do it without words. But we're just going to try to figure this out. Okay, again, I looked at it to be sure it all looks shiny. And then I'm going to stamp it down. Let's see how the words look. They look pretty good, but let's see if they're going to fit in. They're not going to fit in our square, though, in our rectangle. So we'll try again. I thought that they might not, but it was worth a try. So now we're going to stamp the donkey. I'm using Memento ink because I'm going to use the blends. And you need to use Memento ink when you use the blends. And we're going to take this It's Your Birthday. Because it does look like there's room enough. It just putting it on the same block doesn't get them close enough. And we're going to line this up right below his feet. There you go. Now I think that should work. Fingers crossed. Look. That will work just perfect. Okay. So we're going to get the mini back up here. We're going to make our sandwich. Now this time, since I have an image that I want to be sure I get perfectly centered, Oh, wow, you have a house full today. Dawn, Alice, and Craig. How are you doing? I feel kind of like Miss Lois on Romper Room when I'm calling out names. Okay, we might miss just a little bit of his ear. But I'm going to take a Post-it note to hold it in place. Since it's so close, I don't want it to move and mess anything up. I had the wrong side. This is the side we want where the birthday's closer, so we don't cut off his poor ear. Or his tail. So as soon as I get it lined up like I like it, I put my Post-it note on there. Now you could use a piece of washi tape or painter's tape, anything that will peel off easy. And then we're going to put it through the machine. Peel off our Post-it note. Pop out the donkey. And there we go. He looks really good. Looks much better with the greeting down there. I might go back and try to add the greeting to my first sample. Hopefully I can get it down there without messing the whole thing up. Okay. So now we're going to use our blends. And I'm not really an expert on blending or anything, so I am going to, this is how I do it. I first color everything that I want with the lighter blend. I'll try to color fast so that we're not spending all afternoon watching me color. Now another color that would be great with this donkey would be crumb cake, and you could shade it with some soft suede, or just the light and dark crumb cake would work too. But I kind of like the smoky slate color. Whoops, forgot his lip here. Okay. So next I'm going to take the dark marker, and I'm just going to kind of blend in where I think there might be some shading. And I'm going to get his legs, but not his hoofs. Now that still doesn't look very blended, so what I do is then I come back with my light and I go over it again. Not the whole thing, just kind of like where the edges meet. And I think that just kind of tones it down a little bit and gives you that shaded look. Then for his ears, I use Calypso Coral, and I use the small end of my marker just because this is just a little bit smaller of an area. And then I have the rose and the leaf. And for them I used Mossy Meadow for the leaf. And the little bit of stem that you can see. And then I used Real Red for the flower. Nope. Okay, so now that part of them's done. I'm going to take my rainbow glitter paper here, and I'm going to punch out a balloon. If I can see mine. See, you always think you have everything in your basket, and I always forget one thing. Today, it is the balloon punch. Well, how about that? It couldn't have gone very far. So, but I don't see it here right offhand. So what we're going to do is, I would punch out the balloon. I would use my basic gray marker to make the string, and then I would glue it all together. Not glue it. I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal. I don't even have that big of a table here to lose it, but I did lose it. Which is typical for me because I always have to forget something. So today it's the punch. And it's a retired punch. But there are other balloon shapes that are available in the catalog. Hi, Donna. How's the weather in Louisiana? So I'm going to center this here. And then we're going to get ready to make our card. So this is the Oh Ombre free DSP paper pack if you spend $50. And it was back ordered, but they're getting in a supply in this week, so you should be able to order it by the end of the week. And I'm just going to line this up with the edge here. Get it all the way down to the bottom, all the way to the top. There we go. Then I'm going to put adhesive on the back of this piece. And put that in the middle. I'm going to look one more time for my balloon punch because I cannot believe I found it. Good. So this is a retired punch, but there's other balloon sets and dies in the catalog. I just happen to have this one close. So I'm going to puff up a balloon there. And then I'm going to cut another one out because that's what I want to put on the inside. Maybe. But now I got my paper stuck in there because I was trying to be in a hurry. Okay. I had paper stuck in the punch so it didn't punch on the one side. I'll just have to fix it here. There we go. All better. So I'm going to take this balloon and I'm going to place it right about here, kind of covering his one ear a little. And then I do not have a black marker anymore because when in my move I must have lost my black one, my basic black. So I'm going to use basic gray, and I'm just going to draw in the line of the string going down to his mouth and kind of coming out the other side over here. So there's the front of our card. Then we need it inside. And again, I always like to try to make my inside. This is what I do when I'm bored and I'm watching TV. I sit and cut out card insides. Because it's something you can just do when you're not thinking about it, then you're just always ready. And I keep them in a little baggie like that. So I'm going to get my stamp and seal on here. Center this in the middle. And I'm just going to glue this balloon down here in the corner. And there we go. It does look much better with the words. I will try to fit those. I'm not going to try that on camera because I don't think I'm that good yet. And then here's the other one that we made earlier. Well, I hope you all have a good afternoon. And I really thank you for coming and joining me in this video. And if you have any questions or anything you'd like to have me talk about, put a comment below this video and I will check it out. And we will see where we can go, what we can do. Thanks so much for tuning in. Bye.